You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Tim Fulton.
I'm Andy Smith.
We're going to be talking about UFC Fight Night. Joseph Benavidez versus Ferguson.
Benavidez versus Davison Figueiredo.
He says it more properly than I do. We're going to be talking about that main event in just a couple of minutes, but we're going to get started with some of the other shit that went down first.
Yeah.
Grant Dawson versus Derek Minor.
Apparently there's some bad blood going on between these two. Very exciting fight.
It was a very exciting fight.
A lot of necks getting grabbed in this fight.
Dude, my neck hurts after watching this fight.
Yeah. Minor grabbed Dawson's neck, and he twisted out of that a couple times. I was like, oh, that's going to hurt.
That was really close.
Yeah. But by the time the second round, I think Minor took this fight on, 8 days notice?
11 days notice. Not a bad performance considering.
No, he shouldn't be hanging his head on this one. But yeah, dude.
I think his game plan, and I'm just spitballing here, but his game plan was probably just beast out of the gate, try to get an early win, and if not, just try to hang in and survive. And that's kind of what he did, and it didn't really work out.
Yeah, from what they said, he's a fast starter too.
Yeah,
so I think that probably played into it as well.
Double down on it.
Yeah. But I think he was exhausted because he tapped real quick. I mean, he might have had a bad neck crank on him because it wasn't really under the chin, the rear naked choke.
Yeah.
But it was a good fight. I like that fight.
Yeah, I like that fight too.
Yeah, it was cool.
All right, Megan Anderson versus Norma Dumont.
Megan
Anderson.
Megan
is a beast.
Megan is a beast. She's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
She's very lanky. I think this was Dumont's first UFC fight.
Yeah, that's a rough one to walk into the cage.
Yeah. It was a hard night for her. She got blasted.
Yeah, she did.
Blasted.
The women fights have been more exciting recently.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Not to talk down the women fighters out there, but they compared to the men league, they haven't been as interesting, but they're definitely ramping up.
There is something to be said a lot because it's a newer, women's MMA has not been around as long as men's MMA, so it takes a while for the talent to kind of present itself.
Yeah.
And the money's got to be there and all that to attract the talent. But also, too, because you don't see as many knockouts, like flash knockouts in women's divisions, you tend to see not higher level, but they rely more on technique. So that whole feeling of the fight could end at any moment, a lot of times for the fan, isn't there as much with the knockouts. But we apparently were wrong about that tonight.
Yeah, that might be changing, son.
Yeah, she hit her with a bomb.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see where she goes in the future. All right, now we're going to start talking about the interesting, weird-ass shit that has happened tonight.
Yeah.
Ion Cutelaba versus... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cutelaba. Cutelaba.
Cutelaba versus...
Magomed Ankalaev.
Pronunciation is not our strong suit. You guys should know that by now, but...
Ankalaev. Magomed.
So, give us your take.
Okay, so... Cutelaba, known as kind of a douchey guy.
Yeah.
He always has something to do with pushing the other guy before he starts the fight, the weigh-in, screaming in their face, and right before the fight started, and I'm thinking about this. Well, that stuff too. We've seen guys do that, but physical contact before even the stare down is usually a no-no.
Yeah.
Not a no-no, but guys don't usually tend to do it. And he walked right across to Magomed's corner and pushed him. Not pushed him, but bumped chest with him. And then they had a little tussle, which was whoa. But I think that might be part of the reason why the ref called this early, because that put a notion in his head that these guys are not going to play nice.
Yeah.
They're in a fucking fight. That's a stupid statement. But...
No, but I see your point.
There is a heightened state when you see guys acting not in the norm, and that's not in the norm for there to be a scuffle. Right, you're gonna fight in T-minus 30 seconds. Can you wait?
You literally can fight as hard as you want.
Yeah,
in 10 seconds.
So I think that might have put a seed in his head to I think it might have just caught the referee maybe off guard. Maybe it's bullshit, but it's something different. It's fun to talk about.
So. Cutelaba. Cute
Libra.
Cute Libras. You had the same thought I did, and I'm glad that I wasn't the only one. That when he got rocked, he did the whole like woozy thing, and after the fight, you're like, he was not.
No.
That was not real. That was him faking it.
Yeah.
Which I went back and forth a little bit. When I first saw it, I'm like, it just looked exaggerated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he got kicked in the head again. I'm like, he's doing it again. Maybe it's not. But like when you said it too, I'm like, maybe it was. Like,
yeah.
I felt like a little reaffirmed with that.
It
wasn't just me.
Yeah, you're right. It was very strange because watching it live, because it was such a chaotic short fight.
Yeah.
It looked like he was hurt.
Yeah.
It looked like he was hurt. But where I was like, oh no, he wasn't hurt, is as soon as the ref jumped in, his waving, his like, that all that shit stopped immediately. And he started like walking around totally fine.
Yeah.
And when you look back at it, he did that shit where like he would get hit and then he would do this, and then as soon as he would go to fire off, like it wouldn't be like a weight, he would plant his feet.
Yeah.
I really think he would. I mean, he might have been a little bit stung by him. I think it was more so he was trying to rope-a-dope him, like they were saying, and play possum. Which it was a good game plan because I think he was trying to coax him into a stand-up war to catch him in a brawl.
Yeah.
But who the fuck is going to think that they're going to stop the fight then?
Dude, he stopped the fight immediately after he threw a punch. Like
he was throwing it.
As he was throwing it. It wasn't like he was no longer intelligently defending himself. The guy was actively fighting. Like it's not the same. I don't know.
He wasn't slumped up against the fence. He wasn't using anything to keep himself standing.
Yeah.
He wasn't like completely bow-legged and hands at his hips and all that. I think it was a bad stoppage. It was a bad stoppage. Granted, he was pretending to be more hurt than he was, but we've all seen fights that have gone way, way, way further than that. And I don't. Yeah, I want to see this run back. I want to see this again.
I do too. I think whether or not he was faking it is kind of a moot point because it shouldn't have been stopped. End of statement.
So, yeah, even if that's a great point. Even if he was hurt, it shouldn't have been stopped there.
Yeah. It's a moot point. So my question for you, because I don't know this, is there any? I know that they have the ability to change an outcome of a match to no contest if there's cheating or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Is there any precedent to changing the outcome of a match based on like grotesque incompetence?
From what I've seen and from all the times that this has taken place, I would say don't even waste a minute of your time trying to do that.
Okay.
Because number one, it rarely ever happens unless it's like a failed drug test.
Yeah, I know that is different.
But I can't think of any there might be like one or two. But for the most part, trying to get something overturned like this, you're going to waste a lot of energy and you're going to make yourself look like you're complaining. Whereas, and it's not like he's complaining, but it's going to come off like that.
Yeah, I see your
It could
point.
come off like that. The best option for him probably is to just accept that it happened, go back, try to get a rematch, and work from there.
Yeah.
Because people, even if they don't come out and say it, but as time goes on, if guys are known for not complaining, people want to see them fight. Like, they might not bring it up all the time, but if you bitch and moan about being a sore loser, people will always bring that up.
Yeah,
always.
That's a good point.
This was a weird fight. It sucks that it ended like that because this was like one of the more like exciting fights on the card.
I was ready for bombs to be thrown. Like, it was ridiculous.
As much as Cutelaba, no, I'm fucking saying it fucked up. As long as Cutie Pie,
I ruined him.
Even though he's like kind of comes off as a douche, I like seeing him fight because he brings that intensity in there.
Plus, thanks to what's his name, you never know what's an act and what's not an act anymore. I was thinking about that when he came out. What's his face? He fought
Wilder?
No, UFC.
Where he faked a injury?
Where he faked being a jackass. MAGA.
Oh, Colby Covington.
Thank you.
Okay.
Covington. Because of Covington, whenever I see shit like this now, I have no memory, guys. When I see shit like this now, part of me in the back of my head is now thinking like, all right, how much of this is real and how much of this is him trying to sell a ticket? Because we don't know what he's like behind closed doors.
There's an interesting point to that, though, right? So,
shoot.
If somebody, I think that you just take parts, like some people are just great actors, right?
Yeah.
And Colby Covington is not like I'm going to go up to you and push you or punch you or something like that. It's very just talking based.
Yeah.
Talking shit. This guy is like physical contact type stuff. And even if he's ramping it up, I think that there is a little bit of like, you have to have that kind of in your personality to play like that. Like if somebody like, I was listening to an interesting thing where there was I told you I've been listening to that guy talk about like his life in the mob. Or whatever. And he was talking about this one guy who was a big time mobster. He used to dress like he was crazy, thinking it was going to help him in court. And they're like, oh, that was all an act, right? He's like, well, yeah, but he did it for 20 years. He's like, it was an act. He's like, but you got to be a little crazy to do that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, like I said, I think even if it is an act, that's got to be part of his personality, at least to a certain extent.
That's fair. That's a fair statement.
So,
all right.
Next.
All right, Felicia Spencer versus Zara Farn.
Felicia Spencer versus Zara Doxos. I don't know why it's the first thing I thought of from Game of Thrones.
I don't know why it was either. It's like kind of there.
So this one was a pretty even fight until it went to the ground, and then Spencer landed a bomb on her face with an elbow and really hurt her. Zara didn't open her eyes, I don't think, for the remainder of the fight. Like, she hit her, I think it might have went in her eye socket, but it was bad. But she was doing pretty good. I don't know if this is her UFC debut, but it was a tough loss.
Yeah, it was a tough loss.
Yeah.
So they're saying that Amanda Nunes is looking for someone to fight. We saw two people in the same division have intense first-round wins. Who would you give it to, Megan or Felicia?
I don't know why I'm thinking that Megan fought Nunes already. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Out of those two performances, I think Megan. You can click. Yeah, I think Megan would probably have the better shot. But even with that saying, it's like, what do you think would have a better shot against a lion? You know.
I see what you're saying. It could kind of be like a moot point.
Yeah.
But
she fought Holly Holm. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's who I was thinking. I knew she fought for, I think it was for the, it wasn't for her title, but yeah, I don't think any of these girls are close to her yet, either the ones that fought on the card, but because Megan brings physical attributes that are very unique, because she's so tall and she's, she has a piston for a right hand.
It might be a different challenge for Amanda Nunes. Something
just a different look.
Yeah.
It's, I think that to beat somebody like Amanda, that like well-rounded, stick to the basics, just grind. Like I think she's a next level than that. She's the GOAT. So, I don't think that that's going to cut it. 99 times out of 100. And Megan might surprise her. I mean, she does clearly have knockout power in her hands, but Amanda is so good. So I don't pack a lunch. It's going to be a long night. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Last but not least, the main event.
Yeah.
Joey versus Figueiredo.
Figueiredo.
So I know you're not happy.
No.
I know you're not happy.
No.
One of the reasons I'm not happy is that we don't actually get to see anyone have the belt. Figueiredo kind of screwed that up for himself by not making weight. But I think even with his 2.5 pound, 3 pound weight advantage here, you clearly have to give him the win. Like, he dominated every aspect of this.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that Benavidez was having success, and we had a difference of opinion on who won the first round.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
Benavidez almost got finished in the first round with an arm bar.
Yeah.
I thought he won the striking on that, but again, because of that, it was very close. The second round, it seemed to be Figueiredo was slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it was a very even round. But then they got into that little exchange and the clash of heads, and it was bothering Benavidez, because if you watch right before he gets knocked out, he checks his head with his hand.
Yeah.
And he brings his hand down, and as he's bringing his hand down is when he gets caught. So, again, it was an unintentional headbutt, and Benavidez got the worst of it because he got cut. So, it just sucks, man. He's been at it for so long, and if anyone deserved to win a title, especially something like this, it was him. And the fact that it wasn't on the line sucks. The fact that statistically guys that don't miss weight, like 9 times out of 10 win, sucked.
Yeah.
Because it's basically, Benavidez might have been killing himself that extra day or two to
make sure
make
he kept
weight.
the weight. Yeah.
And he had another hour to lose the 2.5 pounds. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it because I know I'm not going to make it. So he knew he probably knew he wasn't going to make weight, and he probably stopped trying to cut before he got on the scale to save himself.
Oh, 100%. 2.5 pounds is a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I'm saying what's the cutoff? Isn't it like
for a title fight? It has to be even. You have to weigh in at dead nuts.
Yeah, but to stop a fight, what's the cutoff? Isn't it like 5 pounds or something like that?
I don't know if it's a percentage of the weight class or if it's an
okay.
actual number. I know that I think when Anthony Johnson moved up to 185, he was supposed to fight Vitor Belfort, I think, or someone, and they ended up he weighed in like 8 pounds over or something, or 9 pounds over, and he used to fight at 170. He then fought at heavyweight after that.
Well, yeah,
giant man. But I think they ended up having to sanction it as a catch weight at 195 because he was over the limit for 185 what he could compete at.
Gotcha.
So I think there is a limit.
Yeah, I'm sure there is some sort of limit, but yeah.
Yeah. So
exciting fight. All else aside.
Yeah, it was
a good fight.
It was good, man. It was hard because this is probably Benavidez' last chance at a title shot, and the fact that Figueiredo missed weight, it might have some hope there that he'd get the rematch, but the finish like that's pretty distinctive,
yeah.
And it's kind of hard to argue with that after, and it sucks seeing him. He was clearly devastated.
Yeah, he
afterwards.
was. He was not a happy camper.
No.
Well, you can't blame the guy.
No, it was rough.
Soul into this.
It was rough.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sucks. But they need to do something about I don't know what to do about the weight cuts, but it is statistically, if you miss weight and you're the heavier guy that miss weight, your chances of winning are like astronomically higher statistically from past events that have happened.
It's kind of a catch-22 because like they can't just not have the fights.
I know.
So like they can't just cancel. It's a business. Like they have to have the fighters go at it. But I mean, a 30% cut to the purse, that's a decent chunk of change right there.
Yeah.
So like, what else do you do?
Yeah.
What else can you possibly do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's just don't fight.
Yeah.
If you're Benavidez, and technically, I think how it works, and we'll end on this. I don't want to run over time right here, but I think how it works is if 2 hours before weigh-ins, you're fighting somebody, your opponent gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get paid.
Oh.
Because you didn't weigh in yet. If you weigh in on weight and then your opponent gets hurt, or then your opponent weighs in at 40 pounds over, you get your show money. I think they're contractually obligated to pay you your show money if you show up on the scale on weight, no matter what happens to your opponent.
I can see that being fair.
I can see. Yeah,
that's 100% fair.
Because if it happens the day before, it's like, hey, sorry, kiddo. Sorry you wasted the last 3 months.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad you spent the last 3 months training like crazy.
Yeah.
Going to camps.
Exactly. So, I guess I don't know if he has the right to decline the fight because Figueiredo missed weight. But anyway, it sucks.
It sucks. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Figueiredo, get your act together and actually do.
It was the first time he
title
missed
match.
weight, though.
Okay.
Picked the wrong fight to miss weight for because he just cost himself a belt, and there's a lot of good things that come along with that.
Yeah.
And I hope that this doesn't mean that they're shutting down the 125-pound division.
We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Because this was the fight that was supposed to bring
back
energy back to it, and
the energy was there. Just
it started off on the wrong foot to begin with,
Yeah.
and then the only guy that could win the belt didn't win.
sucks.
Yeah.
We still don't have a champion.
So we'll end on that somber note.
I don't want to end.
No, we're not going to end because we're going to be shooting another one.
Oh, that's a good point. So how am I going to start this? Let us know what you thought about the fights in the comments down below if you managed to watch it. Don't forget to go to brodownpro.com. Shut the fuck up. Don't forget to go to brodownpro.com to get all your Brodown gear, such as awesome fucking t-shirts.
Some pretty cool shit. There's some free shipping on some of the products.
That's if you go to Etsy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do free shipping on our website.
A little segue there.
We
have an... Yeah. There's free shipping, and what else do we have on Etsy? Is there any other special things on there? No. There's not. Just free shipping.
Thanks for that, Andy.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell so you can make sure you get all of our notifications, and we will see you guys
next time.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all